Hello. I'm Crystalle Lacouture. Thank you, Mitra, Madeline, and Bridget for inviting me to speak to and around Edna Andrade's work this evening. I'm delighted to be here with Diani and Odili as well. For the purposes of this talk, I am just including drawings and a mural and some prints, basically my geometric focused works. I'm a Boston-based artist working within the perforated boundaries of painting and printmaking. I use geometric and symbolic forms across my works to depict narrative, to memorialize, and to transform and reinterpret the original integrity of material. I often work in series over years, building on daily practices, project-specific research, and experiments with layers of printed color. My works are often about the accumulation of many smaller parts to make a whole. I think of geometric shapes as language, perhaps the first language. Shapes have weight, human and historical connotations, and directionality. Like Andrade, and all of us working in this mode, making art with geometric forms includes us in the pan-cultural traditions of symbology, devotional and ceremonial practices, architecture, science, observation of nature, decoration. Using these archetypal forms gives artists access to a universal shorthand. The sun and moon are circles, the horizon is a line, a square is a home, a wave is a river, a pentagon is a star. It's remarkable and understandable that completely different cultures imbue geometric forms with similar meanings. Because I make drawings on shooting targets as an act of reclamation, subversion, and redirection of a violent material, I intentionally draw references directly from sacred geometry, geometric imagery intended to transport the beholder into a contemplative or reverent mindset. These works are shields for protection, so I often choose soft shapes and reverberating aura lines, round and bodily, to combat the machine-produced text and design of a champion scorekeeper. Importantly, all of my work, and in this series in particular, they are not hard-edged. Rather than using tape to create perfect, even lines, I draw and paint directly on paper or canvas so that what reads tightly articulated from afar is, upon closer inspection, imperfect and clearly handmade. This reinforces the notion that these works are gifts or offerings made in time by my hand, the soft human machine rather than the mass-produced print of the target or the mechanized weapon of the gun. So included here is one of my scorekeeper mama drawings. I began making these when my mother was ill in the pandemic, sort of as a way of sending help when I couldn't be with her. They have since transformed into large memorials. This is one of 3 works so far called Half-Mast, combined into a framed rectangle. These works look like a flag at half-mast, which to me is somewhat of an empty gesture of memorial for a very chronic and terrible problem. This piece is called Half-Mast 21 for Uvalde, each drawing standing in for a number of the victims from that terrible shooting. There's also Half-Mast 18 for Lewiston, and I'm working on Half-Mast 26 for Sandy Hook. This work is called Correspondence. It is a large mural completed last fall at the Worcester Art Museum. It is 70 foot long. It is a tribute to Elizabeth Bishop, a great modernist poet who was born in Worcester, is buried in Worcester, somehow had a wide-ranging, expansive life, but is buried in a small Worcester cemetery, sharing a plot with her parents. And I felt that I wanted to give her a tribute in this city that was her home. And the work takes references from the ancient mosaics, Pompeii-era mosaics below, and other works around from the museum, including the decorative border. And in researching her, I read all of her poetry and realized there was so many references to celestial bodies and sky and navigation and maps, that I chose a form from the mosaics that looked like a compass in the middle. There is a mashup of two of her poems around the border in a binary code. The first says, "In Worcester, Massachusetts," which is from a poem called "In the Waiting Room," and the second, it says, "All the untidy activity continues, awful but cheerful," which is the epitaph on her headstone. I am a printmaker, and I often make large-scale woodblock prints. These are all from a series describing moments in the day, starting with morning all the way until evening. This was from a show at Praise Shadows Gallery. Like Andrade, I move shapes around in a composition. With these forms, the variables are made from cut wood, drawn with a jigsaw, and I place them around the field in order to create a composition of some symbolic reference. Highest sun. This piece is called Night Song. Each shape is its own wood block. There's hand printing and also some hand drawing. Morning table. Commute. This piece is called Streaming, and the scattered rain is all different shapes and elements of type. All of these are unique. Reflection. Moon torches. I like to show the hand as well in the woodblock prints by graining the wood with wire brush, so all of the elements are very clear in their materiality. This piece is called Working.